and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Nicola and today I'm going to go through with you my 2020 planner setup. So I've got two planner systems that I'm using. I'll run through this one first. This is from Muji. I used one of these last year and unfortunately I don't have a Muji store in my city, Adelaide, but a lovely soul by the name of Pauline. I asked whether anyone would be able to buy me one. I would pay for it, of course, and they could send it to me. So Pauline went to her local store, picked me up too, and posted them to me. So I'm super grateful. If you're watching, thank you very much. You made me very happy. And this is my preferred memory keeping planner. So this is not functional. I just sit down at the end of the week with my stickers and note down what happened during the week. And I really like it as a form of memory planning. This is last week and the week before. This will be this week coming up. So that's, this is a blank week. So it looks sort of like a Hobonichi, but a Hobonichi is thinner. You can see here actually, this is Hobonichi sized washi. So it's this planner is a little bit wider than a Hobo Weeks and a little bit shorter. But I really like the size. As you can see, I can still use Hobonichi Weeks kits in it just perfectly. And yeah, I've been really enjoying it. And it doesn't take too long. It doesn't take hours for me to do at the end of the week. I can just sit down, half an hour on the couch, and create like a really pretty memory for that week. So that's that planner. But this is the workhorse of my planning system, or I'm hoping it will be anyway. I've only just moved into it, but this is what I'm using. So the first thing I have is a traveler's notebook cover, but you can see I actually don't even use the strings. I just pop them in there, close it up, and in my handbag, this is sturdy enough. Like if I shake it, they'll come out obviously, but in my handbag, it just kind of sits there and I don't have any trouble with it falling out. It's just got one little stuck-on pocket. Someone gave me a business card today, so that's in there. And then I have these two notebooks. So any A6 traveler's notebook cover would work for this purpose. I'm just using this one. A lady in a Facebook group made it, and I purchased it from her. So I'll see if I can find a link and pop it below, but I might not be able to. I think she just did it as sort of a hobby. But these are the two notebooks I'll be using. The first one isn't a planner, it's just a sketchbook. So it's a dot grid. You'll see I'm a fan of dot grid. It's A6 size, and I'm just using it as a doodle-a-day notebook. So it's not really every day, but whenever I just have something that I want to jot down, or sketch out, or I tried watercolor paintings like for the first time and it didn't turn out great, but I had to play anyway. Some sketching ideas for stickers that I have coming up, and hopefully I can just fill this up as I think of ideas. I'm always needing a piece of paper to doodle down a concept sketch, so this is perfect for that, and that will travel with me. And then this is the planner that I'm going to be using. I am bullet journaling, so if you've ever seen a bullet journal, it's going to be a bullet journal setup. The planner that I'm using is a Nuuna notebook. They are made in Germany, and I think they're beautiful. This is my second Nuuna notebook that I've used. I've had a larger one in the past, and this is a quite small one, obviously. This is A6 size. So if we do a quick comparison, this is my very old, very janky Leuchtturm notebook. I used this for a while in 2018 and 2019, just basically for lists. So if you can see, the Leuchtturm is quite a bit bigger. This is A5, and the Nuuna is almost an A6 size. I think it's a little taller than A6. So you can see it's about half the size. And I'll just do a quick comparison because I know a lot of people know the Leuchtturm paper quite well. So this is the Leuchtturm, and the Nuuna, as you can see, is quite a bit lighter. It's pure white, and the Leuchtturm is an off-white. I really love this shade. And I'll just see if we can get up close and, yep, it focused, good. So you can see that the dots in the Nuuna are quite a bit smaller. So these dots are 2.5 mil, and the dots in the Leuchtturm are 5 mil. So for every 2 dots of these, it's 1 dot in the Leuchtturm. I really like the small dots. I think it gives a lot of versatility. I just write over 2 lines, which is equivalent to writing in 1 line in the Leuchtturm. And if I want to, I can write on 3 lines or 5 lines, which is a little bit more versatile than the Leuchtturm. So that's just a quick comparison there. I do also have a larger Nuuna here as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to be using this for, but these are 3.5 mil dots. So the paper size is, the paper is 120 GSM, and there's 176 pages in the notebook, and they are numbered. So they've got a little number down the bottom. So that's the notebook, and I'm going to show you what I've got set up so far. So the first page is this lovely black. The first page I never use because it's kind of stuck to the black weird in a lot of notebooks, so the first page is a write-off for me. And I'm going to do a 2020 cover spread here, but I just want to find some time to sit down and do that when I have a good little while to sit down and spend on it. The first page I'm using is I might actually just zoom in a little. Too much. The first page I have here is a spacing guide, so I can easily see how many dots to go to find the middle of the page, to break into thirds or quarters, and the same down here. I can easily find the halfway point, the thirds, the quarters, or the fifths. So I've already found that page to be useful. Sorry about that, my phone died on me. So this is the first spread I have in my journal. You'll see that some of my pages are really heavily decorated with this sort of sketchy doodle, and others aren't. They don't really match, but I just wanted it to be a space where I could be creative if I felt like it, and just make a list if I didn't feel like being creative or didn't have the time. So the first spread is a weekly cleaning spread. So I haven't actually filled in the titles, I forgot about that. But I've basically got 5 areas of my house. It's basically zone cleaning, I think. But yeah, 5 areas of my house to give a good clean to. Obviously I'm going to try and keep it all tidy all the time, but this just means on a particular day each week, I'm going to schedule it to make sure I get at least that area clean. And the morning routine page I will hopefully fill in a couple of weeks. I'm reading along with Good Morning Good Life in Cindy's Llama's Love Lettering Facebook group, so hopefully in about a week or so I will have a morning routine to try and focus on. So that's the first spread. The next one is meal ideas. So a lot of the meals, you know, when you're in the shops and you're like, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? And you can't think of a single food that you enjoy. I'm going to have a list of foods that we enjoy eating, and then it'll be easy to just sort of pick from them and make dinner. 2020 at a glance, I want to make sure that I'm releasing stickers in my shop at appropriate times of the year, because often it sort of comes up to a holiday and I realise I really should have released stickers for it a month ago. So I'm going to make sure I fill this in the next couple of days with when all the holidays are and sort of when the deadline is to release stickers for that holiday. The next couple of spreads are basically just brain dumps, but I wanted to make sure I had an idea for different categories. So this is theme ideas, sticker themes, journal themes, anything like that. I also sell digital inserts, so I'm going to use this page for tracking which ones are online, which ones I've created but haven't uploaded yet, and which ones I have uploaded. And again, just 2 really quick, really easy doodle flowers. Sticker ideas, often people suggest sticker ideas in my Facebook group or on Instagram, and I forget them, so now I've got a dedicated space to write that down, and a page for video ideas. And then we're into my month. This is January's spread, so I only started setting this up I think on about the 7th. I was a bit late, clearly, setting up the new year, but this is just for specific events that are on that day. I've realised since setting this up that I actually need days of the week down the side as well, not just the dates, so that'll be changing next month. And again, this is my habit tracker and social media tracker. Again, I only started on about the 7th, and I haven't really got consistent with it, so I was just really trying this out to see how it goes. So yes, these are my habits that I want to get into. Not all of these are necessarily daily, like watering my cactus, but I want to be able to see how many times during the month I've actually done that and when the last time I'd done it was. So that's that spread, and then I launched into my weeks. This is what I think my weekly setup will be. Again, I don't think I actually set this up until Wednesday or Thursday maybe. So I didn't really use the task list. I already had a task list running for the week, but I just wanted to try this sort of setup. So days of the week down the side, a space. These are only timed things, so when I had work or if I was meeting up with someone. And then the idea is that my tasks will go down on this side. I used a fitness log because I want to keep track of what fitness I'm doing every day, not just that I'm doing exercise. I want to see what type of exercise I'm doing. And I've got 2 more days to fill in here. And then I did another week. That's this week, so I've got some more tasks going. It's currently Monday, so I had work today. Michael had work, and I've got work on tomorrow. going to see Billy Elliot on Wednesday. So I'll fill this in as I go, and my plan is basically to use this, and if I need more space, or if I need to have a big list for the day, or I need to break it down by hour, I'll just flip to the next page. So I've got plenty of space in here. I'm not worried about, filling it up or using the pages or anything. I'm just really excited to have a place to permanently put ideas and thoughts down into. So I will set this up every month with obviously next month will be February, and then just do my weeks as I need them. I might end up changing up the weekly format, but I quite like this. All of these are quite simple to set up because I can do them with or without a doodle. They don't need to be fancy. They just need to be a space where I can put my ideas down. So that's the notebook. I did get this, I forgot to mention, I got this on sale. It was $5. They are not normally that cheap, so I think they're normally about $30. I have purchased one of these at full price before, but in the sale, since they're only $5, I got a whole bunch of them, so I should be set for planners for the next, 10 years. But that's my setup. That's what I'm going to carry with me. I've used a bullet journal in the past, or I've actually just, for work, I don't know if I've mentioned on here, but I have my own sticker shop that I run. I also sell inserts, printable inserts online, and I work for the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra doing some of their admin stuff. So I'm working both in and out of the home, and I used to just carry around basically a notebook, and I'd write work things down in it and tasks, but I didn't really have it lined up with my schedule, so I didn't really know what was going on, and I've got to get stuff planned for this year. Things are already coming up for later on in the year, and I want to make sure I have got a place to write everything down in one spot. So I hope you found that interesting. It's pretty simple setup. It's really not very complex, and that's the way I'm hoping that I'm going to keep it, because I want to make sure it's something that I can easily maintain for the year. And just quickly, these are the pens I'm using. It's a Muji pen that I bought last time I was in Sydney. It's a 0.38. I also have a 0.5, and I've got a whole bunch of these. I stocked up on the 5 packs when I was there last. I also sometimes use for the sketching these uni pin fine liners. This is a 0.1, but I also have them in 0.3 and 0.5. Really nice, just fine liner felt tip pen. So that's a little, come on, focus. It's not going to focus, but it's a tiny little felt tip. Great for detail work. Clicky pencil, which I really like. I've got a couple of the mild liners. They're basically just a marker. I know everyone raves about them. They are double-ended, which is cool. I've got a few of those. I think I've only got 3. I've got a pink, a blue, and a grey. And I've really been enjoying these. These are from Officeworks. They're the Milan Conic pens. And this is what I did all the titles and sketches with. They're just like a Copic marker, but cheaper. I thought I'd try them out. They're only a couple of dollars for a big multi-pack. So I've got this jar of pens that I'm using, and I've basically pulled out the pastel colours that I know I'm going to use a lot, and I'll carry sort of one of those in my handbag with me and a couple of pens, and that's all I need. So I hope you found this interesting. Leave any questions down below. Do you know what setup you're using for 2020, or are you still trying to work it out? Let me know down below. Thanks. Bye.